Okay, we're getting started.
Good afternoon. My name is Francisco Aragon, and I want to welcome all of you on behalf of Letras Latinas, the literary initiative at the University of Notre Dame's Institute for Latino Studies. Letras Latinas is a founding member of the Poetry Coalition, a national, a national alliance of organizations working together to promote the values that poets bring to our culture and the important contributions poetry makes in the lives of people of all ages and backgrounds. What brings us together today is the Poetry Coalition's 2021 theme. It is burning, it is dreaming, it is waking up. Poetry and environmental justice. The programs that have been taking place nationwide around this theme are made possible in part by a grant from the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, which is being administered by the Academy of American Poets, the Poetry Coalition's coordinator. Letras Latinas reached out to Dr. Grisel Y. Acosta and invited her to conceptualize and serve as artistic director of today's program. She is a professor at the City University of New York, BCC, and her first book of poetry, Things to Pack on the Way to Everywhere, will be released very soon with Get Fresh Books. Previously, it was a finalist for the Andres Montoya Poetry Prize. And let me just say it's been a great pleasure and inspiration witnessing Dr. Acosta bring this project to fruition. She will be introducing today's program. Please join me in welcoming her.
Thank you so much, Francisco. And everyone, please, that round of applause is also for Francisco Aragon. I just want to thank him and a few other folks for this incredible event and project. Obviously, the Poetry Coalition and Letras Latinas, but like I said, specifically Francisco Aragon. I also want to thank the Bronx Community College GeoAg program, specifically the founder of the GeoAg program, Richard Campbell, and the BCC liaison, Dr. Charmaine Aleong, as they connected us with students who would want to be part of this. And I want to thank the DreamYard Project, specifically the director of the Poetry and Theater departments at DreamYard, Ellen Hagen, who's with us here today. So a big shout out to Ellen for contacting students who wanted to be part of this as well. And then I also want to thank our incredible workshop leader, Peggy Robles Alvarado, and today's featured poet, Anna Portnoy Brimmer. All of these folks have worked together to make this workshop happen and to create today's event. I also want to let all of you know that this event is being closed captioned. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll be able to see a live transcript button, and you can click on that if you want to access the closed captions. And if you can't find it, you can always privately message me, and I'll try to talk you through it through a private message. But it's fairly self-explanatory. So I want to start off today's event with, of course, poetry. So all of these writers that you see before you, some of them experienced writers through the DreamYard program, but also some folks who are just environmentally inclined who wrote for the first time in this workshop. They all have been inspired by a bunch of different writers that Peggy shared with them. And I just want to continue that inspiration and read to all of you an incredible poem by the incredible Ernesto Cardenal. And this is from his collection, 90 en los 90 Antología, and it was published in Mexico. So this is actually going to be in Spanish. I'll start with this poem and then I'll read another poem in English. or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave you with this one. ¿Qué hay en una estrella? Nosotros mismos. Todos los elementos de nuestro cuerpo y del planeta estuvieron en las entrañas de una estrella. Somos polvo de estrellas. Hace 15 billones de años éramos una masa de hidrógeno flotando en el espacio, girando lentamente, danzando, y el gas se condensó más y más, cada vez con más y más masa, y la masa se hizo estrella y empezó a brillar. Condensándose se hacían energía térmica, luz y calor, como decir amor. Nacían, crecían y morían las estrellas. La galaxia fue tomando forma de flor, como hoy la vemos en la noche estrellada. Nuestra carne y nuestros huesos vienen de otras estrellas y aún tal vez de otras galaxias. Somos universales y después de la muerte contribuiremos a formas otras estrellas y otras galaxias. De las estrellas somos y volveremos a ellas. And let me read that in English for those of you who did not understand the Spanish, okay? I'm going to translate it. What is in a star? We are. All the elements of our bodies and the planet were once in stars. We are star dust. 15 billion years ago, we were a mass of hydrogen floating in space. Slowly dancing, the gas condensed more and more mass, and the mass became star and light. It condensed into energy, light, and heat like love. Born, growing, dying, the stars and the galaxy took form of flower. Like today we see it in the starry sky. Our meat, our bones come from other stars and other galaxies. We are universal. After we die, we will create new stars, new galaxies. We are of stars and we will return to them. Yay! Beautiful, right? So beautiful. Okay, so that is the master, right? That is one of our poetry masters. So we're going to hear from a few more of our poetry masters. And we're going to hear from a few more of our poetry masters in training. So I'm very excited to share these wonderful folks with all of you. So let me give them their proper introduction. Our featured poet today, first of all, is just a beautiful soul. I'm going to read her bio, but let me tell you something. You will feel her special, special energy. It truly is stardust as well. Anna Portnoy Brimmer is a poet, performer, writer, and organizer from Puerto Rico. She holds a BA and an MA in English literature from the University of Puerto Rico and is an alumna of the MFA program in creative writing at Rutgers University, Newark. Her chapbook, To Love an Island, is the winner of Yes Yes Books 2019 Vinyl 45 chapbook contest, and an expanded version will be released in both English and Spanish by Yes Yes Books and La Impresora this year. So look out for that. She is the winner of the 92Y Discovery Poetry Contest in 2020, the recipient of the Encinas Family Scholarship 2019, the inaugural recipient of the Sandra Cisneros Fellowship, and a 2019 Pushcart Prize Best New Poets and Best of the Net nominee. She is an alumna of Voices of Our Nation's Arts Foundation, VONA, Community of Writers, Under the Volcano, Las Dos Brujas Writing Workshop, and Moco Writings Workshop. Her work has been published or is forthcoming in the Paris Review, okay? Winter Tangerine, Gulf Coast, Society and Space, Periódico de Poesía, UNAM, Foundry Journal, Essex Salon, The Breakbeat Poets, Volume 4, Latinx, Aftershocks of Disaster, Puerto Rico Before and After the Storm, Central Journal, among others. Anna is the daughter of Mexican Jewish immigrants, resides in Puerto Rico, and lives for dance parties and revolution. Okay, everyone give it up for Anna Portnoy Brimmer. Yeah.
Hi, Grisel. Thank you so much for that beautiful and humbling intro. Before I share a quick poem with everybody, I want to really thank Grisel and Peggy and Francisco and everybody else involved in this whole entire feat for putting this together and just continuing to foster community through this thing that we all love, which is poetry and the environment as well, right? And the intersections between those two things. And so I won't take up a lot of time because I want to hear everybody read their poems, and I'll share this poem called Educación, which is after and inspired by a very dear poet, comrade, and friend called Lark Omura. Let's start now. Always swim towards an oncoming wave, then dive. Never swim against the current. Let it hurl you out to sea, then wade back ashore. The shore is lined with sargassum and sea grape, not littered. Don't litter the sand that straddles a leatherback's young. Leatherbacks leave for ocean and migrate years before returning. Returning will die on the airport runway, buried inside your rib cage. Your rib cage will resprout with return through graveyard soil. Keep mice away from the soil you pile into pots of ají and white oregano. A good pot of white rice colors your lips with oil. Pour oil into the pot to pave it with pegao. Don't throw away pegao, the scraping hides resistance. Cats will hide hours before a hurricane. The eye of a hurricane opens the eyes of a people. The eyes of a people can grow clouded with Saharan dust. Saharan dust crosses the Atlantic, storms through windows of foreclosed homes. To occupy a foreclosed building is to step on a police anthill. The police will tear gas you because you fight for education. The police will tear gas you because you fight. The police will tear gas you. Tear gas washes off with vegetable oil, water, and palmolive. Watch water at your ankles. It could be raining upriver. El río Guanajibo, el río Mameyes will bathe you when your pipes and faucet parch. When you're parched for days end, have a medalla, a beer. A medalla won't raise your salary or free Puerto Rico, but tonight it'll do. Tonight, listen for the strange music of sirens and chicharras. Tonight, imagine sirens lure to shipwreck away from your archipelago. Tonight, let news of your archipelago watch itself. Instead, watch for Dominicana and the Virgin Islands watching you, just as eager for your hand. Tonight, when the power goes out, give your neighbor a hand. Connect them to your generator. Tonight, connect last year's Christmas lights and count all the burnt out bulbs. Tonight, from New Jersey, count the days till you come back home. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yes, give her love in the chat. You should look in the chat, Anna. People are loving your words. That was an education. That was beauty. Yeah, I know people are feeling it, right? My eyes, yeah. There are tears. There are tears. So thank you so much for those beautiful, beautiful words. So much truth. Did you is that poem new?
If new constitutes like new, like I wrote it within like a year and a half ago, then yeah, it is recent. It's like somewhat recent. I was still living in New Jersey when I wrote it though, which
Beautiful,
isn't that
beautiful.
nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So fitting for today. So fitting for today. Thank you. Okay, so let's keep this beautiful, beautiful energy going. This next poet, leader that I am about to introduce, all of you who know her incredible energy and ganas and just fire that she brings to everything that she does. I will read this, but again, the words are not enough. Peggy Robles Alvarado is a tenured New York City educator and award-winning poet who inspires triumph and embodies strength. Verdad. She is a 2021 Jerome Hill Foundation Fellow in Literature, a two-time Pushcart Prize nominee, and a 2020 Atticus Review Poetry Contest winner. She is also a Brio Award winner with fellowships from Canto Mundo, Desert Nights Rising Stars, The Frost Place, Bona, Academy for Teachers, and the Homeschool. Peggy is a three-time International Latino Book Award winner who authored Conversations with My Skin and Homage to the Warrior Women. Through Robles Writes Productions, she created the Abuela Stories Project, Mujeres, the Magic, the Movement, and the Muse, and the More Than Just Project. Her more recent work has appeared in many places, but I will highlight the Breakbeat Poets, Volume 4, Latinx, and Manteca, an anthology of Afro-Latino, Latina poets by Arte Público Press. Everyone, give a nice round of applause for our workshop leader, Peggy Robles Alvarado.
Yeah, this is so exciting. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Anna, that poem was fire. You had me in every field, But yes. So I'm just really happy to have worked with everyone who's here. I'm really excited to hear everyone's work. I've been chatting it up on the chat with people. I'm like, hi, beautiful. How you doing? Hi. Because, you know, a lot of this work that we do is about building community. So this is extensions of our community. Letra Latinas, you now have community here with all of us. So this is beautiful. And thank you, Grisel, because without you, this wouldn't have been possible. With all your tentacles and extensions into the world, this wouldn't have been possible. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So this piece I'm gonna read is in response to when people tell me, well, your body's a temple. And as a woman who is a practitioner of Afro-Caribbean spiritual systems, and as a woman who deals with the after effects of colonization on a regular basis, I find that problematic, calling me a temple. And I don't know why, it never sat well with me. And I just questioned it a lot. So I always tell people, well, rather than a temple, can we all just be Monte Vivo? Can we all just be forests that know how to come back? And even after they try to cut you down and burn you, you will always grow back. So I like to think of ourselves as rooted and finding ways to reroot. So this piece is called If You Wish to Compliment Me. If you wish to compliment me, don't call my body a temple, a cathedral, smelling of splintered pews, sterile walls built on original sin, marble stairways leading to organ pipe songs seared into my people's back. Never wished myself a palace, empty, echoing, with ivory and bone stolen to decorate winding staircases leading to velvet curtained rooms I was never meant to rest in. If you wish to compliment me, call me great oak,
Seba, name me Yunque, Monte, with an intricate system of widening roots that know how to speak beneath soil, to the teeth of all who were buried beneath churches. I have never wished to be anything more than living in perfect, dirt-filled tierra, leaving traces of myself in all the places I have called home. Charred, yet still blooming, I return to myself. Yes, rebirthing in my mouth. Lush, a set of lungs inhaling, limbs surrendered to the sky. I become forest. Thank you, y'all. I can't wait to hear everyone else read. And remember, you are Monte Vivo. There is nothing sterile and dead about you. So reroot yourself. Whenever you don't know where you are, reroot yourself.
Yes, that was incredible. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I have a thing for trees. I love trees. I used to climb them as a child. I love when they're just so big, you can't even put your arms around them. I feel like they teach us something, and they certainly feed us. They give us the oxygen we breathe every day. So thank you for that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So let me tell all of you a little bit about the workshop. So this workshop, you know, it's clearly an environmental workshop. It had to do with looking at how Latinos look at their environments, how we reuse different things and repurpose things in our environments. It's really about just tapping into that knowledge that Latinos have about our environments. You know, before environmentalism was a fad, okay, starting in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, Latinos were always at one with the environment. We were taken out of our environments. So these folks, these young folks and college students, they were asked to kind of think about that. And this is what they came up with, okay? And again, like I said, some of these folks, they're used to performing, and some of them, they wrote something for the first time. So we want to give them all the love in the chat and all that support and all the hearts and everything. And I'm just writing, someone sent me a private message right quick. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay. So, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. So take a deep breath. There is going to be someone who has to go first, and it's in the order, right? So just be aware, just because you're first, it doesn't mean you have to be more nervous. Everyone's all in the same boat here. So we're going to give Samantha Caceres from BCC's GeoAg program. We're going to give her so much love that she's not going to mind going first and leading the way. Okay. So Samantha, you can unmute yourself. If you can show your camera, that's cool too. That would be helpful. Are you there? There you are.
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Yay.
Yes,
Okay.
Samantha.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha Caceres. I'm a Bronx Community College student. I'm one of the students of Professor Aliong, and I was a participant alongside Mr. Campbell in the GeoAg project. So this is my poem. It doesn't really have a title, but I'm just going to read it anyways. I write for the trees and flowers and the plants to protect them and ensure they stay strong and vibrant. I write to create awareness on climate change and develop to secure our future for the next generation to have a healthier and stronger tomorrow. I write to teach our next generation love and cherish and live off the land to secure their self. I write to teach and spread my knowledge of growing to help food insecurity communities to become more efficient and sustainable. I write for those with no voice to preserve their unshakable wellness and unite the people and environment in one breath. I write to bring balance for the environment and protect it from those who threaten to cause it imbalance. I write to improve my connection with the environment and increase my serenity. I write to change people's perspective on their views of their environment to encourage a better quality of life. I write to stand up for those who are subject to injustice and speak up and fight against those injustices and refuse to accept nothing less.
Yes.
I'm gonna unmute.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. I haven't written in such a long time, so
That was beautiful. That was a
thank you.
wonderful way to start off the workshop participants. Oh my God, thank you. I love
You're
it. That
welcome.
those are our
Thank you.
leaders' words. Yeah, yeah. Ay, qué bueno. You all are making me so happy. You all are just making me so happy. This is a wonderful day. This is a wonderful day. Okay, so let's continue with our workshop readers. Next, and I'm not sure if she's here. Do we have Lucia in the room? No. Okay. Did you want to? Okay, okay. So we'll see if Lucia comes in a little bit later. But let's go ahead and move forward with and we don't, oh, Elizabeth's here. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, great. All right, so wonderful. So next up we have another workshop participant. Elizabeth, I believe, is also from the GeoAg program, if I'm not incorrect. So Elizabeth, if you're there, you can unmute yourself. You can show your camera if you're ready. We love you so much. We're gonna give you so much love.
I'm so nervous. Really.
You're nervous? You're gonna do great. We love you so much.
This is the first time I'm, reading a poem in English, and I used one of my nephews to help me to write this. So,
Qué bueno. Thank you.
so please, this is the first time reading this in English. So, um, mine is recycling culture. Just give me a second, let me ask for mute. Um, all right,
Thank you.
all right, okay. Recycling culture. In the Latino culture, we just don't choose anything anywhere. We focus on making everything around us useful. We give us lives to use and dispose materials. We believe that our environment is our responsibility. Recycling is a lifestyle in Latino culture. The tendency to recycle provides insights of ourselves. Recycle makes us reflect on our journey as a people. It gives us an extraordinary experience. We believe anything can be recycled. We recycle water for more soap uses. We recycle butter boxes for more food. We recycle plastic bags for groceries. We recycle plastic bottle for seasoning. We recycle ice cream containers to restore craft lighting. We recycle plastic water bottle to use as a trash bin. We recycle old clothing to use as a wrap. We recycle newspapers to use as a gift wrap. My heart's pumping hard. Through recycling, we can create a new green lifestyle from butter of water. The future generations depend on the action we take today. We choose to live in an environment that will make the future generation comfortable. We live in the world that we are proud of. We show all our proud and action we took.
You can do anything.
Of the simplicity life we live and to live them a better world. They should be proud of our sensitivity to waste and our um, fidelity to ensure the fit in in this. Sorry, it's so nervous. The
You're
past
doing so
generation,
well.
the past generation left a word what we call sharing, and the past generation left for the habit of recycle. The Latinos can be described as a compulsory recycle because some of the recycling behavior are something it's ideological, and we use this paper still the last after the last drop. Recycling is natural and we save to get ahead. Our children learn to save from the current behavior. They are likely more to adopt the behavior and follow the current recycling culture. Thank you.
Yes, you did it. That was wonderful. Oh my gosh. And I love that you had a cheerleader in your background saying you could do anything.
That's
Qué
my daughter.
bueno.
Thank you.
Yeah, y si quieres hablar español está bien, okay?
Que me
Yeah,
va a
but
hacer el
that's a
corazón.
one.
Paul,
That's
tírate el español de primera, de primera.
yeah.
Que me-
Gracias, Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
Sí, bye.
Oh, yeah, there we go. This is all about familia.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, this is amazing. I am so I love the fact that y'all have been so brave in doing this. I know that this was maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone, but that's where we learn the most, right? It's beautiful. It's so great. Me están llenando de amor to date. So thank you for that gift, everyone. All right, let's continue. Let's continue with our next reader. So now we have someone from DreamYard who's going to be going up to the mic, the virtual mic. Everyone, we want to give a nice warm round of applause for Yariana Torres. All right.
Wow, have all the cheerleaders. My poem is called Fulfilling My Purpose. I write to hear God's vision on paper and inspire a lost soul to come drink water. The literature of the heart when a little girl says my poem is imprinted in her ear like a tumor with a love that grows on like vines on a building, like moss on a tree, like weeds in a garden. I write because it's a lot of New York hiding under these pigtails and butterfly clips. Don't let the getup confuse you, baby girl. I got the rhythm of the Bronx on my tongue. Spit slang at you so quick you don't need a medic. Carry fire hydrants on my earlobes like aretes. Reciting poetry like rap songs taught to me by the squirrels who were always listening on the fire escapes while eating lost pieces of someone's bacon and cheese. Best taste on earth. I write as a way to seek Quisqueya tíos and tías sleeping in el piso de mi cuarto, feeding me with little regalitos I call wisdom, consejitos, consejotes, always alterando una palabra to make it too much or too little, because enough isn't enough until I'm making that. Making my own food with my own tongue, como la flor, cualquiera flor, todas las flores. I write to nurture my plants, read them my poems and ask what they think, always responding with the fresh fruits of spring, never giving me a bad critique unless they die. Then I know I should have told them a little more, been quieter with my words, told them I love you, poured them a glass of water and fed them a little more sun on a prettier plate. I write to touch the stars, burn my fingertips, tell someone the truth, even if that someone is just a paper that'll breathe life back into me that once was a home, that once lived intertwined with the soil of the earth. I write to smell that soil on a rainy day with lots of wind and the aroma of the grass peeking through. Imagine myself laying in the mud, wishing I was friends with it, wishing I could lather myself in the wet dirt and lay in my own thoughts till I'm lightheaded. Let the leeches suck the negativity out of my blood. Let the sweet cold water of the Rio cleanse me of y'all's energy. Why would I wait for you when I can lay here and let the Connecticut grass hug me? Let the New York City pigeons sing to me. Let the air of the ambiente embrace me. This earth has been much kinder to me than anyone. And that is why I write, to thank it. That's all.
Woo! Oh, wow. You did not come to play.
Yay! Oh my God, Yadi, yes. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to be extra. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. That's what we're here for. The energy, the energy. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Yariana. So beautiful. The metaphors. Yes. Check out the chat, everyone. Everyone. Those of you who have been doing this for a while, those of you who haven't been doing this, check out the chat. People have been giving you so much love. This is wonderful. And I write to reach for the stars. Absolutely. That's what we all need to try to do. Thank you for that metaphor. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. So we have another DreamYard poet who, truthfully, I feel like I should be reading her bio as well, because she's got a lot under her belt. She's been doing so much. But everyone, please give a wonderful, wonderful round of applause and welcome to Alondra Uribe.
Hi, thank you so much. So I wrote a little, I was thinking back on the workshop that we had before this, sharing with Peggy and Anna and Giselle. And I wrote down a couple of little speaking notes that inspired the poem I'll be sharing. And it's this idea of how communities or houses or homes get taken over by nature, and how thinking back to our bodies and how nature always eventually ends up taking us over, and how we replace that nature with nurture, because we have to replace the things we can no longer grow in. And this idea that we always need something looking over us, taking care of us. We're always developing in something, whether that be ourselves or with other people or with the poems that we share and we read. And this also brought up a point of discussion we had last time, which was where poems live inside our bodies, how they land on us. And that got me thinking, do they ever leave? And what it looks like when a poem enters and leaves your body. So I started writing this. When I tell you of my waters, I will say this Kool-Aid is homemade and sits on a plastic jug on top of the fridge you can never reach. I will tell you to wash your own damn cup and serve yourself my hurricane, my level 4 natural disaster. My waters are medicated. Internal healing and external damage control, you will wade in these waters. Pray to God it stays Kool-Aid, stays artificially sweet and chilled with a couple of cubes of ice. You will be drenched in my waters. I will tell you I am everywhere, and without opening your eyes, you will have to see me. You have to let my waters and my rivers submerge this home, engulf and smother anything left standing, start anew. I will tell you my waters are abolitionists, humbling any unstable foundation. My waters are clean state, rebirth, forgetting all you thought you knew, and then some. Thank you.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes.
So this needs to be published. You need to submit this to Acento's review. Okay. We are getting an education from all of our writers here. Peggy, hiciste esto.
Listen,
Wow.
I have a online poetry journal coming out for women of color. It's called La Libreta. It should be debuting at the end of this month. I need you to submit the things. Submit all these things, please. Thank you.
Yes, you have her email. She's talking about all of you workshop participants, okay? Oh my God, thank you, Alondra. Alondra, thank you so much. Thank you so much for reading today. Okay, thank you. Ay,
Thank
Dios
you
mío.
so much for having me.
Ay. All right, so we have, I think, I don't know if this is gonna be our last reader. Did Lucia join? Okay, I think this is gonna be our last reader for the day. So again, keep the energy up. Lots of love for our last workshop participant. Everyone, a nice, warm round of applause for Alexa Vidal Ponce. And you can, yeah, there you are.
The poem I'll be reading today is The Nature of Life. So I write.
Oh, sorry, Alexa, can you, is it okay if you show the camera or no? Because that way I can spotlight you.
If I turn on my camera, it's probably gonna crash Zoom.
Oh, okay, that's okay. No worries. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go forth.
So I write to the languages that are dying in the world, and to the children that need their voices to be heard. And to that cat you see while walking to the store that is sunbathing with no troubles in the world. I write to the smell of flowers on a nice spring afternoon in cans of frijoles and the birds coming out in the morning singing their tunes. For the clothes that turned into cleaning rags, as well as the animals in the seas that are blue and deep. I write to the tasty ripe watermelon and pineapple you eat on a hot summer afternoon inside butter tuppers. And that tree that goes through stages to come back bright green and blooming day by day. To nature and her creations that create a beautiful harmony. I write before it's too late.
Oh man, thank you. I write before it's too late. Yes, we have to write before it's too late. These words are gonna carry me. They're gonna carry me. Everyone, please, you can unmute. You can bravos and applause to all of the readers.
Bravo,
Alexa,
Bravo.
thank you. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm overwhelmed. Honestly, I thought this was going to be like a simple little workshop and let's see what happens. And yeah. My heart is so full, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for giving me that gift. And I want to see, does anyone have any comments or questions for the readers or anything like that? We have a few minutes before we close. Anyone want to ask a question? Say a few words.
I'm just moved, and I'm so grateful that I just thank you for sharing your beautiful words. It really is like, I don't know if anybody felt this, but from the beginning to the end, it just escalated and escalated to like at the end, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so, thank you so much.
I was very moved, very moved. Great. Y'all did terrific.
Thank you.
I want to say it was such an honor working with all of you guys, and just hearing, even the day of the workshop, hearing you guys share had me like in tears. This was just an amazing experience.
Thank you.
This is wonderful.
I love how unique everybody's voice is and how everybody had their own like metaphors and the urgency and the like the radical love and urgency and the beauty, like all that attention to beauty and celebrating like Earth, like the planet in different ways. I felt everyone was really healing. I'm like, really, this is, again, I'm gonna say the same thing again. Thank you. I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah, thank you to all of you.
The workshops we had even before this sharing were so healing and important, and the conversations that we had will forever replay in my mind. So thank you so much for bringing it up and letting us have the talks that we were always thinking about having but never actually had. It felt very, very, everything feels so warm and full of love.
Thank you to all of you. I had prepared some, technical questions and everything, but I feel like I don't want to do that. I just want to bask in the glow of the words that all of you gifted to us today. So I think we're gonna end with that, right? We're gonna end with this beautiful energy, and we're gonna think about our planet and think of metaphors about our planet, and remember that we have to save it if we're gonna save ourselves. So thank you to everyone who is here today. Thank you to Francisco, Peggy, Ana, all of the workshop participants, all of the people who came to hear poetry today. It's a beautiful day out. Go out and enjoy it now if you can. Okay, thank you, everyone. Abrazos.